I just want to tell you a little story about how I met this wonderful man, Axel. It was by a freak accident, really. I was pressed to move back to California because I had to get a back surgery. True story. And I couldn't find a decent realtor in California to help me. So what I did, I was going to go back and get a new home in California. And I didn't know what to do, so I called back the original dweller of the new homes in California. And the man went and put me on to Axel. Never met Axel a day in my life. Never saw Axel. And I was living in Arizona. Okay? So my trust was very low with people. So Axel gets on the phone, and I was the type that cursed out everybody because that was my demeanor. And so Axel gets on the phone, and I said, Axel, I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm not one to play with. And if I can't trust you on this phone, I'm not going to keep you. I've been done in by 3 realtors. I done drove out here 3 times from California, and I have a house on a contingency sale. I'm pressed for time, and my house is sold. We have less than 45 days to get me out of my house and get me in a house in California. And he told me, you can trust me, and I'm not here to hurt you. So I said, okay. Now, I've never met you, and I don't have time to come and shake your hand. So I don't have time to play games, and I want you to find me a house. He said, no problem. So I said, I'm going to come to California. I believe it was my 3rd trip. I'm going to come to California. So Axel showed me 5 houses. I said, I don't like them. Never saw the houses, but I didn't like them. So he said, hold on. I got one house in particular. He's my friend. He said, and I'm going to have, when you come to California, he says, I'm going to tell him you're going to come, and I want you to see the house. He said, and you're a veteran, and he's a veteran, and I've told him so much about you, and I want you to go and sit down with the man and talk to him. I said, okay. So I drove from Arizona, brought my dog, put the cats in the room in the house because I didn't have time to put them in a kennel, and I drove out here on a round trip drive. I still never met Axels. So I came to the house I'm sitting in right now, and I met the owner. I walked into his house, and I had a panic attack, literally. I started sweating. He set me down in the kitchen right here. He gave me a cup of water, and I broke down and cried. It's a true story. And the man told me he liked Michael. And he said, do you want the house? I said, yes. I left Michael's house. I got in my car. I took Katie with me. In fact, I stayed in the hotel because nobody wanted me to drive back home. So I stayed in the hotel overnight, and I went back home to Arizona. When I went back home to Arizona, Axel sent the papers the same day, and I bought this house in 30 days. Stayed in a hotel for 35 days. Packed my dogs and my house up. And I came out here in pods. And I moved in this house in 45 days. And Axel promised me that he wouldn't hurt me. And he didn't. The moral to the story is, I'm one of these people that don't trust people at all. My trust is very, very high in not trusting somebody. But this man I'm telling you about, he promised me that he would not hurt me. And the story to this, the truth to this story is I trusted him and my lender. And I gave them a gentleman's handshake over the phone. And I never met neither one of them. And I told them I trust you with my money and my soul. So the reason I'm giving you this testimony is that I'm sitting in a house that was 3 times the amount of money that I expected to buy. And I signed my name on a dotted line, and I'm here in this house today. So when I tell you to work on faith and work on God, I wouldn't give my soul to anybody but those 2 men. So any business transactions that I do now, I only give them to him. And if you don't believe me, you're more than welcome to come and see this house. I got what I wanted, but I'm going to grow and get more. But I only work with him. And if you don't believe me, have him bring you by this house that I'm sitting in right now. See, if you don't have trust and faith in who you work with, then you don't work with them. So I hope that you look at this testimony and believe in what I'm saying, because I have no reason to lie to you. And I love Axel. I never met his family. I never met his children. I only met him and Michael. I love Axel. I love him dearly. And I hope that you meet that man and shake his hand, because he'd be more than happy to give you a house and sign your name on the dotted line. God bless you.